I always tell people, do you know whoever sat in that chair? I always ask people that. Do you know who sat in that chair? No, come on, man. And like,
don't tell me a skinwalker.
Oh,
don't say that.
Don't tell. I never know either.
I was telling my best friend I grew up with, I was like, I think he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to New York City and make some videos on the Hasidic Jews and go to the hoods and make videos. He's like, yeah, that's cool. But what are you gonna do for work? And it was like, oh man.
How was your childhood growing up?
Oh man, that's a big question.
I found somebody on the side of the road. Looks like they were kind of broken down a little. I honestly don't know who it is. Who could it be? Who could it be? Oh my goodness.
Res truck, bro.
For sure, for sure. Certified res truck. That's more res than mine. You know why? Because you got it all covered in mud and everything.
Because I've been hanging on the res and you haven't.
Yeah, dude. How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? It's good to see you too, brother. It's good to see you. Peter Sentinella, everybody. Let me go.
What are we doing in your truck?
Mukbang.
Hey, I'm gonna go downstairs.
Oh, what? He's a magician too. Hell yeah, Peter Sentinello's here.
What's Winslow known for apart from this place?
This, I would say, from here, La Posada, downtown La Posada. Well, the Railroad Restaurant, everything, but that's like more like high-end type of deal. Yep, high-end type of deal. So maybe next time we'll go check that one out. We'll get all nice and shaved up, cleaned up and everything.
I'll fix my hair before going out. Is that what you're saying, Holly?
Yeah, yeah. Ron and Nim, all my Series 7 family. Welcome back to another video. And as you guys already can see, I got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Peter Sentinella right here to my right-hand side. And you guys already know what it is. It's going to be a mukbang. Peter Sentinella's first ever mukbang, right?
I'm a mukbang virgin.
Yeah, so let's go and pop that. You already know what it is. So I went, you guys already know, you guys, one of my favorite spots here in Winslow, Arizona.
McDonald's?
No, oh shoot, that's second. That's my second. All right. So my first is the good old Rootbeer stand, Daryl's Rootbeer stand. I'll put that link down in the description. I went and I told Peter, hey man, this is one of the spots that's known for in Winslow. Another famous corner besides the standing on the corner statue. So got Peter his right here.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. And first time ever mukbang, so I told him that, you know, we're just gonna eat, we're gonna talk, I'm gonna ask him some questions. Hey, wow. And you know what? Peter hit me with.
Serious.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Chili cheese fries.
Yep, chili cheese fries.
This is a spork.
Yeah, spork. Yeah, spork. Daryl's Rootbeer stand. Go ahead. Let me see your first reaction of the bite. Let's see.
Okay. First reaction of the bite. All right. A lot going on here. Wow. It's like a hamburger on fries.
Hamburger on fries? That's the first time I ever heard of that. It's bomb, dude. This is GOAT here in Winslow. People in Holbrook come over here just to try this, bro. Well, first question for you, Mr. Peter Sentinello.
Yep.
Is, how was your childhood growing up?
Oh, man. That's a big question.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and just sum it up. Can you give me just something real quick about how...
I'll give you something quick. I grew up in the countryside. There was a lot of nature. You had to create your own entertainment. Mm-hmm. You had to use your imagination because my brothers were older and then they left the home and my parents were working, so I was alone a lot.
Okay.
And there's good and bad with everything, right? But actually I think it helped form my creative side, which has now enabled me to do these videos where I can get into all these different communities, and I'm doing it on my own.
Yeah.
I'm meeting with people.
Yes.
One-on-one, which is cool, but I'm like, you know, another thing, I had to be able to connect with every group. I was never part of a group growing up.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I was never like the jock or the nerd or the musician. So I was like, I could get along with everybody, but I wasn't part of any group, and I think that allows me to do what I'm doing now. Because I can go in with HOPI or Navajo or Bloods and Crips or Amish or whatever you can think of under the sun, and I can navigate that world, which I like doing. So
yeah, all right, cool. All right, man, that's awesome. That's an awesome answer. And yeah, that was one that like Brandy was like, you gotta ask him this, though. You gotta ask him that. So that one was for you, babe. That was the question you wanted to know how it was. Just
there you go, Brandy.
Rough summary of
there's more to it, but there's a quick synopsis.
Yes. Okay. Now my next one is, like I said, ever since I've known your channel, Peter, I've been binge watching it. I still think I haven't even watched all your videos yet, but I've really found it interesting how you went into the hoods.
Yeah.
So when people think of hoods, they think of, oh, scary, some crazy shit going down and everything like that.
Right.
Out of all the hoods that you visited, out of which one did you felt the most safest in? Like you're like, man, I could walk this hood at nighttime. I could walk around it.
Probably East New York.
East New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, in LA, in Compton, like, you know, like walking around the projects at night, I'd probably be okay. Maybe not. If I was a natural fighter, I wouldn't have. I went around the world. Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I would have never gotten past Serbia if I was a natural fighter. I've always had to, like, you know, you get in certain situations where you have to navigate. Yeah. You know, energetically and verbally, like just sort of diffuse a situation that could go bad. If I was like a natural, like, oh, I gotta puff up and fight. Yeah. So, I mean, I've always been like that. So the hoods are like, usually I'm with people that are well connected. But I don't know, it's not as bad as I think maybe a lot of people might think. I don't know. People are people. Most people are good in those places. Yeah, that is true. You can, I don't know.
It's just kind of like what your caption says on your YouTube channel. You like to portray what the media doesn't portray. Yeah. And the media puts out Compton, all those hoods, like, oh, it's crazy, don't ever go there, don't be caught slipping, don't be there because you're not supposed to be there because you're not from there, stuff like that. And that is cool, because you know what, of course I watched it, they seem like some pretty cool guys, you know, like they just want to show, just like how I wanted to show you what HOPI was, they just wanted to show you just what it was to be in Compton, how it was everyday life living and stuff like that.
And also when you put a label on something like Compton, Compton's pretty big. I just did a video there a couple weeks ago, Cowboys in Compton.
What?
So these are, it's called Connecting Compton, Latino guys that have horses there and full-on ranches in Compton. There are 427 properties that are zoned for ranching. What? And they're riding their horses around Compton. So what I'm saying, and then there's also an industrial part of Compton where it's like all warehousing, like there's a lot in Compton. And so what's easy typically from the outside, because everything is more confusing and gray than you think. Yeah. Label Compton this. Yes. Label HOPI this. Label white dude this. Or what am I called? A
Bahana man.
Bahana man is like this. It's just easy because when you start poking in, like Bahana man thinks natives are natives. Typically, they don't know the difference between, and I didn't either. Yeah. Until I did this series on natives, and I'm like, oh, the Lakota and the Crow, very different. Okay, Lakota, Dene. Yeah. Like there are so many differences, and then you start going in deeper, and then it's more. There's more to every story, really. Yes. So, it's just easy to label. That's the deal.
All right, Peter. So, me, what I like to do besides YouTube, I love to freaking watch movies. I'm always watching movies and everything like that. What was the last movie you watched that made you tear up, choke up, or cry?
Cry, man. Can I tell you my favorite movie?
All right, what's your favorite movie?
No, I'm just trying to think of something I cried at. I mean, I have cried. I cried making a video. Oh, in Ukraine, I lived with this family. I did a 6-part documentary series. And it was for 6 weeks. And when I left, I cried.
Oh, okay.
So I was very emotional in that. But I can't think of a movie I cried at, to be honest.
Hey, that's better.
I'm sure I have. I just can't remember right now. I'm 45 now. Some stuff like hits the dustbin in the memory.
Everybody, Peter is only 45 years old. You guys comment down below if you guys thought he was younger. I thought he was way younger than 45, to be honest.
I'm like 44 and a half.
No, I thought you were like barely pushing like late 30s at least, man.
Nice guy.
All right, you guys go check that out. He has that whole series, his Ukraine series. So with that said, Peter, how did you know, like how did you know that YouTube was gonna be it? Like, what video did you do, or what series did you do that you're like, YouTube, that's it?
Well, I started too early. I started in 2011 trying to do a travel TV show. And at that time I was living in Reno, Nevada. I was flying to LA, pitching the concept to production companies.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, who are you? You have no name, no credentials, nothing. Like kick rocks, basically. In a nice way, they would say that. So did that for a while and then just stepped out. I'm like, well, that's not my thing. I went on to other things. But YouTube, that Ukrainian series that I shot in maybe 2017, I would think that. That gave me confidence because it did pretty well in Ukraine. Then I did a series in Iran. Did pretty well. But it wasn't until I was consistent posting videos that this channel went really anywhere. You can have a video that gets a lot of views, but if you're, doesn't mean your subscribership's gonna grow so much.
Yeah. You
have to be consistent. So it wasn't until really coming back to the States, because I lived in Ukraine for 4 years. 2020, my wife and I moved back, and I started doing US content. And there's no guarantee of any of this stuff. Like, I didn't know if it was gonna work. I remember I was in Vermont, because that's where I grew up for my first 17 years. I lived there, staying with my mom. We were staying with her for a little bit before we moved back to, at the time we lived in California, now we live in Florida, long story. Anyways, I was telling my best friend I grew up with, I was like, I think he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to New York City and make some videos on the Hasidic Jews and go to the hoods and make videos. He's like, yeah, that's cool, but what are you gonna do for work? And it was like, oh man. And I had a little money saved, a little bit. And just, I guess it's it's a combination of being stubborn, naive, and just strong-willed, and like going for it. And thank God those videos really did pretty well. And then it, like, ever since I've just been, I mean, of course some videos do better than others, but it's ever since it's been going.
All right.
So that's only 2.5 years ago, man.
Dang.
But I've been going pretty hard.
Yeah, you have. And back to you know, like how you knew that YouTube was it, is besides your channel, is there any other YouTuber out there that you would want to meet, or somebody like, oh, I want to be on their channel one of these days? Is there anybody out there?
Well, I met up with one creator. His name's Mark Leda. He has Soft White Underbelly. It's a pretty good channel. It's not pretty good, it's really good. It's amazing what he does. We did a video together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And he's someone I really respect. You know, a lot of this space I'm in is like, it's not really totally travel vlogging, and it's not totally journalism.
Yeah.
So I'm like in this in-between space, because I was just at the border a few days ago doing stories on the border.
Oh, crap.
That would be considered more journalistic style. It's more of a hot topic.
Yeah.
Today on the Navajo Nation with Dar.
Yeah.
That's more cultural. So I'm sort of this hybrid guy. There aren't many like people in this exact space, I would say. To be on so much show, I mean, okay, if I'm gonna like think super big, like Joe Rogan's the OG, obviously.
Oh yeah,
right? Like being on his podcast or something would be an amazing experience.
You almost look like him.
Look like him?
Almost kind of. You guys let me know if Peter looks like Joe Rogan a little bit.
So I mean, there are people like that where you're like, you know, that would be a huge honor in life. I really don't watch any travel YouTubers, to be honest.
All right.
What I'm trying to do is getting more into, I really just want to get better. I feel like I'm just starting this journey. I want to get better at storytelling. I want to get better at just creative expression. So I'm watching like really interesting movie directors.
Oh, okay.
And learning more about philosophy and psychology, human condition type stuff, so I can like integrate that somehow into the videos. All right. Because it's really like what I bring. Like the video we did, we had a good connection, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's in a whole new world for me, so I got to be shooting that thing, but I also got to be asking you questions. And you're really good because you make YouTube videos and you're charismatic.
Yeah.
So you weren't super hard.
No.
But sometimes I get into a video and it's like, I got to get into something. The audience needs to see something here.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, like, La Holly, what's your favorite color? You know what I mean? They want to see, like, what's this world like that can teach me something? So I have to think of the questions. Then I also have to think of the way the videos put together.
Yeah.
If we're talking the whole time in the car, okay, the mukbang, what's this called?
Mukbang. Yeah.
It works for mukbang. But
Yeah.
for a normal video,
Yeah.
if I'm just stuck in the car for 30 minutes of talking, I killed most of the audience.
Yeah.
So I have to flow through different spaces, and you showed us Second Mesa on the Hopi Reservation. You showed us this school, you showed us all these things, right? And so it like flows.
Yeah.
But I don't want to let all the most interesting things out in the beginning, and there's questions I have, and I have like on my notes on my phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you saw me take my phone out, it's not like it was working out there. I'm like, all right, we gotta ask them that. Remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not really answering your question, but what I'm trying to do is put more time into reading, which is really hard these days, and I got to get back into it and just learn from other really interesting creative types.
All right, all right. Favorite band?
Oh man, right now it like oscillates or toggles between different bands. Right now I'd say Pearl Jam, because I'm in this rental truck, my res truck over there.
Yeah.
I got Sirius Radio and I'm listening to Pearl Jam station, and they play 24 hours a day Pearl Jam. I've been on the road a lot, and so like that's bringing me back to those days.
All right, awesome, cool.
But Pearl Jam, but all-time rock band, probably Rush. I grew up listening to Rush.
All right, I don't know who Rush is, man.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Nobody, like, I don't think there's one female on the planet that likes Rush.
Okay.
And it's like, you sort of have to be born into it. Nobody like just hears it and is like, yeah, I got to get into them. You have to be like born in.
Okay. Favorite song by Pearl Jam?
I don't know, maybe Yellow Ledbetter.
Okay, nice. I gotta go check that song out. So after this, you gotta send me that text real quick.
It's a slow, emotional song.
Oh,
You'll like it. Maybe do a dance with Brandy. And
hey, you know what? We're actually doing a lot of karaoke lately, so I might just go swing that. For real, we're getting down on karaoke right now.
It might be hard to do Eddie Vedder with karaoke. You know Eddie Vedder, the singer of Pearl Jam?
No.
Okay, he's got a real raspy, very intense voice. Okay, it's good though.
All right, that's what made him his band unique, was that voice.
Well, here's what happened. Growing up, hair bands were everything in the 80s. Like, big hair bands. You know hair bands?
Yeah, but...
Butt rock?
Yes, but...
Okay, so...
Hair, Peter.
Yeah, I was never part of one, man. I did have hair at one time, though. I could have been in one, but okay, so... I think it was like 1990 or 91. It went from hair bands to grunge took over overnight. And it was like Pearl Jam and Nirvana killed the hair bands in high school.
All right.
Chili Peppers came out at that time. Beastie Boys.
Okay, I know.
Okay, so it was just like this huge turning of music. Yeah. I mean, in high school, you either were into Pearl Jam or Nirvana. There were more Nirvana kids. But it's like you sort of like picked one or the other. Okay,
all right. So it's kind of like how when I was like going to high school, there was like a lot of guys that were like Warped Tour, bro, Warped Tour. Yeah. And it was like more like the boy rock band boy, or like the NSYNC version of
got
rockers.
A little soft.
Yeah, with the hairs to the side and everything. Yeah. That's what. Comment down below if you guys ever went to Warped Tour. All my homies were always like Warped Tour, La Holly, all my scrawny skater friends. Yeah, that's like some old school stuff right there. Daryl's Root Beer stand. What would you rate it out of all the chili cheese fries that you've had? How were these ones in Winslow, Arizona?
Well, Daryl's Root Beer stand doesn't go light on the beef.
No.
Like I said, it was like a hamburger on fries with some cheese on top. Yeah. So I like that they're not cutting corners.
True.
You know what I mean? You can hide things in the cheese a lot of times.
That is true.
And cheese and fries are cheaper than beef. So a lot of respect. They're not screwing over the people.
Yeah. Hey, right there, you guys got it from Peter Santinello. You get what you're buying for. Like, maybe they should up the price a little bit. Is that what you're saying, or?
I don't want to stir that pot, man. I'm not from here.
True.
We have a lot of inflation. Things have gotten expensive. I'm not going to tell them to put the prices up on the people here.
True. Cool. That's awesome. So Daryl's Root Beer stand. Peter Santinello, 2 thumbs up or 1 thumbs up?
Daryl's 2.
2. You guys hear that? 2. So everybody out there, if you have not had Root Beer stand, if you're close to Winslow, passing through Winslow, come on by, stop by, and let them know you've seen it from La Holly and Peter Centinello, that we were chilling, they were eating, they're doing a mukbang, they were talking away and all this stuff. Boom, you guys seen it here first. You know, you're a busy man, you got a long schedule ahead of you and
nothing
everything.
but time for you, Lehali.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it, man. Dude, like, for real, this is a big time YouTuber, and I always tell people, do you know whoever sat in that chair? I always ask people that. Do you know who sat in that chair? No, come on, man. And like,
don't tell me a skinwalker.
Oh,
don't say that.
Don't tell. I never know either, because sometimes we're working out there late. I sometimes come back to my ride, I'm always like, even when I get out and take a piss, it's kind of sketchy even getting out just taking a piss, because you gotta be like, you leave your door open, you open it back up.
I didn't just sit in here at the seat, I slept in it.
Yeah, you did actually sleep for a little bit too.
Very comfortable.
Hey, yeah, thanks. That's all I wanted to do was just show you some comfort, hospitality, and everything like that. But, so, you're here right now in Arizona.
Yep.
Is this going to be the last time you're going to be over here on the West Coast? Just visiting or anything?
No, I love making videos out in the West. I spent the majority of my adult life in the West. So I make it a point to get back out here. I miss the big skies, the open spaces.
Oh yeah,
the nature.
Yes, hey,
you know, I like it. I like it out here way better on that front. We live in Florida now. It's nice. It has its own charm. My wife loves it. I'm on the road a lot.
Yeah.
So we live in a nice place to live. But this is where my heart and soul is for sure. Damn. Out here, I like Arizona a lot, man.
Hey, you should you see all this land out here, you should go and just build you a house real quick out here, man. You never know.
But I have a battle where I'm like, when you're visiting, when you get super far out in nature, like, oh, I'd love to live here.
Yeah.
And then after a month, you'd be like, man, there's nothing going on out here. So True. It's like the constant, maybe that's everything in me. There's a constant like yin and yang, or like pendulum swinging, or struggle, or whatever.
Yeah, but like you just want to you just always want to see something new. Like you just want to see what else the world has to offer you. Because like you enjoyed it, then you're like, all right, let's go enjoy something else that nature got for me.
I think so,
dude. That's awesome. You know what, Peter? You just give off like a vibe, dude. Like, I swear you're like a hippie in your past life, or I don't know, dude. You're just you just give off a really,
I grew
really
up in
cool.
Vermont. That probably has something to do with it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't consider myself a hippie, but I mean, maybe I got some hippie values, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a mirror, Lehali. Maybe I'm just reflecting what you are right back at you.
No, man. You're like, for real, dude. Like, you just have a cool vibe off of you, and I think that's why, like, yeah, like a lot of people, like when I read the comments and stuff like that, like of course I know you probably have a hard time because there's thousands and thousands of comments on your videos, but there's like some of them where people are like, oh man, it'd be so cool to meet him, it'd be so cool to like, you know, just like to go on the road with him and stuff like that. And people, I'm telling you, being able to get connected with this guy, and hopefully this can stay a long-term friendship for many more years to come and everything. He's an awesome guy. He's just a regular person just like us. Very respectful, very humble. And you know, like I always told Brandy, I was like, I always thought the first time I met him that you were gonna be like, no, I want it like this, I want it like that, I want it like this, you know, because I was like, you know, he's a big time YouTuber, but nah, down to earth, super cool. And I just want to appreciate you, Peter, for being on my channel and letting me.
Thank you. No. Put it back at you. Here's the deal. How am I gonna get into the HOPI world? You know what I mean? Yeah, that is true. It takes you. How was I gonna get into Navajo Nation today? We didn't go res. We went deep res. Yeah, that's squared. Awesome. Like in deep. It's like I can't. So it's the people that take the risk, because there is a risk. You're meeting up with some guy that's gonna film you and edit things, and you know how editing works. You can make things look however you want. Yeah. In a way, right? So I have the thank to you guys, because without you guys, it's like I'm the chef and I'm creating a meal. Yeah. This may sound bad, the metaphor, but bear with me. It's like you're the ingredients. Like a chef can't make a meal without any food, without any ingredients. Yeah, yeah. And like the human components are what make the videos shine. Cool characters like you, who are willing to be open and honest and interesting and tell the stories and bring me in. So Thank you, man. I'm the one that captures it.
Yeah, dude, and like I said, man, it's awesome. It's an honor, and I hope some down in the road, whenever you're not busy again, not even just making a video or anything, we just go hang out and everything. You got to come back through here summertime, because there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's
like,
beautiful.
you know, bring the wife too next time.
Yeah.
You know, come and hang out and everything like that. But before I end, what can we see from Peter Santinello's channel in the next, let's say, 3 years? Where can we see it?
I don't know. I just last year I started doing other things. Like, I was working on starting a book. I was working on starting a podcast. All this stuff sort of took me away from the content. And I make 50 videos a year, which is a lot of work. And now everything is going back into, no, just make better videos and go deeper. And so I'm more refocused. And what can you see from me? I just want to tell better stories about the country. Like, our country is massive. It's amazing. People say America is this. No, it's not. America is so many things. The fact that you live here, and I live here, and the Amish guy lives here.
Oh, yes.
And the venture capitalist dude lives here, and you have all these different people living different lives. And in my opinion, I have a whole new respect and admiration for the country. Despite the weird political times we're in, living abroad, coming back here, I love it. And so I want to show it, because most Americans don't know America, including myself. Until I started doing this work, I realized how little I knew. Right. Like, a few months ago, I knew nothing about natives. Now I know some, but there's a lot. But you can red pill it as long as you want and go down as many rabbit holes as you like. I could spend a lifetime doing it now. There are hundreds and hundreds of tribes. I've only been on like with 8.
Dude, you barely just got a handful right now.
Like, I had to talk to the Seminoles in Florida. Those guys are pretty gnarly.
Oh yes, dude. Seminoles.
They when the cavalry was going for them, they just hid out in the Everglades with the alligators, and like the U.S. Army just said, we're out.
Whatever.
We're tapping out of this thing. I'm not going any further. You guys get what you want. Bye. Because they didn't want to deal anymore. Like, and now they have like this Hard Rock casino, actually not far from my home, and I don't know anything about them, like zero.
Oh, so you.
And so I'm just saying, like, there's so much here. And there are many like forces, whether that be media or culture or whatever, that sort of like pit us against each other in a way. I don't want to go too far into that right now, but most people are freaking cool when you meet them on the ground. When you talk to them, you can go into a gas station anywhere in the country, wherever. Everyone's pretty cool. Of course, their ass is everywhere. Right?
Yes.
And I just realized what's online and what's in reality are usually two very different things.
Very.
But I'm sort of being a hypocrite because I create online content. What I'm trying to do is create the on the ground in the online world and keep that gap closer, so people can be like, oh, it's sort of really like that over there. Or those people are sort of really like that. That's what I'm trying to do.
Awesome.
So next 3 years, a lot more of that.
Okay, awesome. Cool, awesome. Can't wait to see all that. I just cannot wait to see where you're gonna go around the world. One thing though, dude, from me personally, when you do your Hawaii series, I know it's not gonna be for a while or anything like that, but dude, you gotta go to the Micronesian Islands if you can. If you go deep North Pacific, hit up the Micronesian Islands, man, because I've never been there yet, and I know one of these days I'll be able to. My dad's buried over there, so that's gonna be like one of the main things I want to accomplish in life, is to go back over there. So when you do, Peter, I want you to go over there and be like, hey, this is where Lahali's from and all this stuff. And bro, you go over there, you enjoy it, and I'll do my best to get my aunts and uncles over there to help you out with everything, bro.
That would be cool.
So, you know, that's just coming from me, man. You did a lot. You did awesome stuff for the HOPI. You put them on the map, and that's one thing I wanted, was people to see HOPI how it was, and I appreciate you. So I need to get my man Peter Santinello out here. He's a very, very busy man. If you guys don't know, go check out his channel. He's traveling all over the world. Like what his caption says, he's capturing what the media fails to capture. And drop a comment over there. Subscribe to his channel too. Show him some love as well. Peter, my man, Thanks for being.
Thanks, Holly.
Yeah, thanks.
You're the man.
Thanks for stopping in little old Winslow again to come.
I like
and do this
Winslow.
Video with me,
I like
man.
Winslow.
I appreciate it, and nothing but safe travels. I pray for a lot more subscribers for you, and just for your channel to grow up, and even blow up bigger and bigger and bigger, and just be safe out there, man. And you know that you always got a home here in Winslow, Arizona, bro.
Thanks, Le Holly. And make sure you watch our video with Le Holly where he's a superstar. He's amazing. And subscribe and like and write love stories. No, don't do that because you're married. Write something in the comments.
Yeah.
I was running out of thoughts there. Sorry, man.
Yeah, so thank you again, once again, Mr. Peter Santinello, La Holly Serious. We'll see you guys on the next video. Series 7 family out, babies. Peace.
I wish you all the best. I'll see you again. Good luck with the family. You're a great father, I can tell.
Hey, man,
and
thanks.
You married very well.
Hey.
You're a very lucky man.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
We told him everything what Brandy did this past week with the kids. So, yeah.
Brandy's a rock star.
Yes, she is. So, babe, there it is, babe. Peter Santinello, another video with him.
Brandy's a rock star. She edits everything, right?
Everything.
Wow.
Everything. Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
My wife does too.
Yeah. Where would we be? Where would we be without our wives, right?
Pretty much the biggest decision you make in your life is marrying the right person.
Right, that is right. All right, Peter, my man. Have a good one. Thank you. Safe travels, brother.